So Donald Trump has been talking about Biden to the point where he said some stuff. He was in Japan, and he was asked a question about Joe Biden. He responded by in a way that some people say was wrong or unethical, unpresidential even.
Does it give you pause at all to be appearing to side with a brutal dictator instead of with a fellow American, the former Vice President Joe Biden?
Well, Kim Jong Un made a statement that Joe Biden is a low IQ individual. He probably is, based on his record. I think I agree with him on that.
But in terms of criticism that you're sort of supporting a dictator instead of an American vice president?
Well, when I look at what's been done by our vice president and the president, when I look at the horrible Iran deal that they made, look what happened since I terminated the Iran deal. Look what has happened to Iran. Iran, when I first came into office, was a terror. They were fighting in many locations all over the Middle East. They were behind every single major attack, whether it was Syria, whether it was Yemen, whether it was individual smaller areas, whether it was taking away oil from people. They were involved with everything. Now they're pulling back because they've got serious economic problems. I can tell you that Joe Biden was a disaster. His administration with President Obama, they were basically a disaster when it came to so many things, whether it was economy, whether it was military defense, no matter what it was, they had a lot of problems. So I'm not a fan.
You know, Willie, it bears repeating and reminding our viewers that the Dixie Chicks' career was shattered on country music stations across America. There were Dixie Chick album burnings. There were Dixie Chick bands because they spoke ill of an American president on foreign soil. This is how far we've come. We now have a president who is supported by a lot of those people who probably said, I'm not ever going to listen to Dixie Chicks again, who attacked an American vice president and an American president on foreign soil. That is something you do not do. I remember lashing into Harry Reid for 5 years for attacking George W. Bush when he was in Russia. It's something you don't do.
And not just attacking a former vice president, but doing it as a contrast to the dictator of North Korea. In other words, he's choosing the North Korean dictator over the former vice president of the United States. And Elise, let's remind people, if for President Trump it's not enough that Kim Jong Un starves and murders his people or that he threatens our allies with nuclear weapons, less than 2 years ago, he murdered an American college student. He murdered a young American man, this person that the President of the United States is taking aside.
All right. So they're all aghast, like, wow, I didn't know that Donald Trump didn't care about congeniality, ethics, or rules to the game. Wow. Like, no one's going to be shocked. No one's going to be impressed. No one's going to decide not to vote for Trump because he said something bad about Biden. It may be uncouth. It may be against protocol. But, like, who really gives a crap? No, seriously, Joe Scarborough. Who really cares, man? This whole segment is just playing to the base of the Democratic Party, just to further make them upset with Trump. But to what end? Donald Trump doesn't care. Okay? And my other point is this: Donald Trump is a salesperson, and you know the first rule of being a salesperson? Always be closing. Yeah. Sell, and always be closing. Donald Trump doesn't care, right? If it's time to sell or not, if he's on foreign soil, home soil, or topsoil, or Mercury soil, if he's in another planet, if he was on Mars, he'd still be talking crap about his opponent. And he feels like his opponent right now is Joe Biden. And that's because that's all the Democrats keep talking about, how great Joe Biden's doing. You know, like, I don't know if any of you guys are boxer fans, right? Boxing fans, you like boxing? Okay. Shout out to DeAndre Wilder. They try to amp up the fight. They try to make sure it gets as many eyeballs as possible. And one way they do that is trash talking. Yeah, so Donald Trump is trash talking Joe Biden. This is something that he's been doing forever. This is what he does. And I can remember Joe Biden talking him too, something about knocking, he liked to smack Trump or something, and I remember something like that. I mean, come on, man. So, hey, I'm not defending what Trump's doing. I already said that, but let's stop acting like this is a big deal. Let's stop acting like it's going to change anything. It's not going to change. It's going to change nada. Nada, amigo. What else? Oh, here's the other point I wanted to make out. Respectability politics will not win it. If all the Democrats can run on is Trump is not a nice guy, you might as well just go ahead and give him the stick of another 4 years. I mean, if that's all you really got, is Trump is mean, and he's a bigot, and he's xenophobic, and he don't, what all, he's racist. So if that's all you got, just go ahead and get the, go ahead, let's get the ticker tape ready. Because it's not going to be enough. It's just not. Elizabeth Warren.
It's not a fight I wanted to take on, but this is the fight in front of us now. This is not about politics. This is about the Constitution of the United States of America. We took an oath not to try to protect Donald Trump. We took an oath to protect and serve the Constitution of the United States of America. And the way we do that is we begin impeachment proceedings now against this president.
If that's all you got are threats of impeachment, Trump's a bigot, he's not nice, and he's xenophobic, if that's all you got, well, damn it, you might as well just go ahead and roll out the red carpet again, get that 4 years going, and start thinking about who you're going to run in 2024, because you have no shot. Now, the Democratic Party and Republican Party have made a decision together. They have been in cahoots together that they would like to fudge the unemployment numbers. They've been fudging the hell out of those unemployment numbers for decades.
We have reached yet one more historic milestone. With 3.8% unemployment just announced and another all-time record low, African-American unemployment, Hispanic unemployment at an all-time low in history.
So now you got to live with the fact that now Trump looks like a savior. He's like a great economic genius because when he inherited the White House, the unemployment rate for African Americans was 8%. Now it was 6.8%, and then he takes credit for when it was 16%. Based on those kooky numbers. When reality, the true number looks probably more like 15 or 20% or 15%. Now, there's studies about this. The number's never been accurate. But based on the skewed numbers, they're both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party agree on using these fake numbers. Now we have this. Now Trump looks like a mastermind and knows how to create jobs out of thin air. Meanwhile, he's paying the farmers a form of welfare just to keep their land because he screwed them up with the tariffs. Yeah. So there's a lot of things about Trump you can hit him on, but see, you can't really go there because you all lie about the same stuff. But I repeat, it's a stinker if you think that you're going to get him on respectability because that only works. You can only shame a person who cares. You can't shame, and his voters will not be shamed. They just feel like they're rebels who are focused on their wallets. Last point I wanted to make was Donald Trump will tie Biden to Obama. I know you've sold Obama to the Democrats, most of the fall-in-line Democrats, those people who don't look at the bottom line. You sold them the idea that Obama had this great presidency and all this fantastic stuff happened. I know that's what you've been selling. You've been selling it all this time, The reality is, it wasn't so great. For the same reasons that Hillary did not do well because she was tied to Obama, same thing's going to happen here with Biden. Same outcome. I don't know why people think that, you can run Biden on Hillary policies using the same Hillary format and somehow it'll turn out with a different result. It won't. It's the definition of insanity to assume such. It's just not a knock it out the park Joe Biden that you're putting in here. You're putting in a guy with his own baggage from his own big mouth, his own gaffes, his own segregationist background, his own 94 crime bill, 3 strikes, ramp it up. If you're selling crack, coke, you're good. Way of doing business. Ramp up the executions, get the hot seat ready. We got some new customers coming in. Joe Biden. That's who Joe Biden was. And now you also have the problem of Joe Biden being tied to Obama and all the unattractive policies that people did not like, the Wall Street, the footsie under the table, all that crap, the pharmaceutical, the big pharma, lap dance Obama gave them, all that stuff is going to come out, guys. It's going to come out. It's going to be laid to bear on the rest, right on the lap of Joe Biden. And you know what Joe Biden's not good at? He's not good at speaking off the cuff. He's not good at giving you a direct answer. He's not good at staying on point. So there you go. So if it's Joe Biden, you guys want to ram down our throats this idea that Joe Biden's doing so well in the polls, just know that'll be to your own peril. You end up with another 4 years of Trump. And just like I told you last cycle, if you get Hillary, you will get Trump. Instead, you try to flip it and make it be like, since I said it, I made it happen. No, dummy, I didn't make it happen. One of very few people who said it, one of very few people, that Donald Trump would win if Hillary was a nominee. And you did it anyway. And the same thing will happen if Biden's a nominee. All right, guys, I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Also become a member of my Wolfpack behind me. The Wolfpack's got my back, and so do my people. Go to Tim Black, Tim's Take Live on Patreon, Tim's Take Live. My links are in my YouTube description. You can also find them on my Facebook page. I love you guys. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing my Coffee with Tim Black show, sponsored by justinform.com. That's right, guys, and I hope to see you there. And and the clips of these videos will be coming out on my YouTube channel. And also, I'd like to announce, I did a video, Tulsi Gabbard being smeared by The View, and she demolished The View, Meghan McCain especially. Did this about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. Well, that video today reached over 500,000 views. I'd like to give it up to everybody on YouTube who made it possible, everybody who shared it on Facebook, shared it on Twitter, shared it wherever you are, sent somebody an email, flew a kite, I don't know, called up a friend, said, watch the Tim Black video. Who are you people who contributed to that video being seen? Over 500,000 people had saw my face and saw that video. So, hey, we're making some noise.